Hey guys, so I'm going to be showing you how to make this star, which was designed by, oh god, I'm holding him upside down. So yeah, and I made a couple different ones because they're super easy to make, and also I was figuring out the design. So I have a couple different stars, but the final version is these two. And they're just slight differences I was fixing. But yeah. And I made one in every color of the pastel rainbow, and these don't take too many bands actually. I actually finally did a band count for once. And they take like 72, 74-ish bands, I kind of guess, because when you're closing it up, I guess it kind of, like, I close it up in the same spot, but you might close it up a little bit later or earlier, so, I don't know. So somewhere around there, so these don't take much at all, and so, yeah, for this design, you don't need stuffing. To me, it looks best if you just leave it like this. It's kind of flat. And also because I feel like there's holes, and if you put stuffing, those holes are going to be more obvious, whereas like right now, he's not stuffed. And yeah, there's holes, but you can't really see because you see the blue in the back. But yeah, I think that's it. So you don't need a C-clip for this one. I don't really mark the rows, and I figured out how to design it this way, so that's how I'm going to explain it. You do need a hook. You don't need a double-ended hook. I just use this one because I'm comfortable with it. And for the color today, I'm going to be using, oh, what is this called? Is it Electric Glow Purple? I think so. It glows in the dark, so I thought it would be fun. And for the eyes, you can either use wrap a band 4 times and do it like that. But I'm using beads. I don't know what size beads these are, but they're pretty small. They're way smaller than what I normally use. And then you just need 2 pink bands for the cheeks if you're doing cheeks. Also, I have this star that doesn't have a mouth, so if you want to see what that looks like. And I feel like with this design, you could also do like the star from like Mario if you just do like the 2 eyes. But yeah, he looks cute with a mouth or without a mouth. You could also like just pull a band in and it would look like a mouth, but I like to glue gun him on, so yeah. We'll get started. I'll just push these aside. And so to start, you're just going to get a band and you're going to wrap it around your hook 3 times. That, and now going to be putting 5 loops in this cap band, so if you already know how to do that, you can do that, but I'm going to show you. Wait, let me see if it's focused. There we go. So you're going to pull a band through, both ends on, and then you just do the back one over the front one, and that's a stitch. And you're going to do that 5 times, so you go back in the cap band, you do the same thing. So you pull it through, just the cap band, put them both on, back one over the front one, and then the band from last time you pull it over to, like that. And you're just gonna do that 3 more times, so you have 5 in total. Oops, I didn't go through all of them. I'm having a hard time seeing on camera today. I don't know why. What the heck? I'm doing something wrong, just basic looming right now. But yeah, you're just putting 5 into the cap band, and I feel like I'm having a hard time because it's kind of tight. Oops. I feel like it's not focused still. I think it is. Like that, so you should have 5 now, so if you count the one on your hook and then go back, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have 5 loops. So now we're going to be increasing everything, and basically we'll just be putting 2 stitches in every one of the 5 loops. So we're going to go into this first one, and basically an increase is just, instead of just putting 1 in, you go back and you put another, so there's 2 in each loop, like that, and that's an increase. So now that I've done 2 in this one, we're just going to go to the next one, and you put 2 in it, and you keep doing this until you have 10 loops, or you've done it 5 times. To me, it's easier just to see, like, just to know when you've done it 5 times. So I've already done 2, so I have to do 3 more. I think this is my last one. So now you should have 10 loops if you go back and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you have more than 10, it means you probably increased 1 too many times, so just undo it. But now we're going to start making the points of the star. And I don't feel like this part's too confusing. If anything, the most confusing part is probably the end, because you kind of have to pinch it and stuff to get it to look like a star. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into this next stitch, and we're going to do, I think it's called a slip stitch, where basically you pull it through everything, and then you just put the back one over the front one. And then in this next one, we're going to do the first pointy bit. So the first thing you're going to do is you pull a band through, opens back on, and then in this loop we made, we're going to put 3 stitches in it. So 1, we go back into this one, we do another one, 2, and 3. So it should look like this. And then in the next loop, we're just going to do 1 normal, so no increasing or anything, you just put 1 in this loop. And then the next one we're going to make another point, so put 1 through, and then this one you put 3. And the next one you just do 1 normal. And you keep doing this until you have 5 points. So you do 1 normal, and then you do the, I don't know how to explain that, but you do the one where we make the points. This design's kind of small, so I'm kind of having a hard time seeing what I'm doing on camera. I just need to do it 2 more times. I'm trying to show you what I'm doing because I feel like it's easier to see it than it is for me to explain it, because I'm kind of bad at explaining, and yeah. Okay, now I just have to do the last point. Okay, so once you've done the last one in the point, so now it has 3, you're just going to go into this next stitch, and this is the one where you want to be careful because that's where we did the slip stitch. So this is going to look like the next loop, but it's actually this one. And you're just going to do 1 normal, so you're just going to put 1 in it. Like that. And so after this row, we should have 20 loops. So if you go back and count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. Why do I have 21? I feel like it's because I counted wrong. A minute, let me go count. Okay, so I just actually counted and I do have 20 loops. I just counted wrong on camera. So once you have 20 loops, we are going to start decreasing. And this row is a little bit interesting because we don't have really a C-clip to mark where we end. So, yeah. So this first one's a bit weird. So we have this first one, so that's 1. Then we're going to decrease on the next one. So to decrease, you're going to grab front one of this first loop, and then the back one of the second loop, and you pull a band through, and you just make a stitch like normal, and that's a decrease. And so after this first one, we're going to be decreasing every third until we have 11 stitches. So you're just going to go around decreasing every third. So this is decrease, so we're going to do 2 normal. Make sure you go in the right one. So you do 1, just normal, no increasing or anything. So you're just putting 1 in the loop. Also, I saw some people saying that when they say normal, they get confused, but by normal, I guess it would be a single for you. I think they say single crochet in most of the tutorials. And then, so after you've done 2 normal, you do, on the third one, you do decrease. So you grab the front one of the first loop and the back one of the second loop. And now you're going to do 2 normal again, so you just do 1. And 2. And then on the third one we decrease. And do that again, so 1, 2, we decrease. And at this point, it's going to start being a weird shape. But it'll look good in the end. So, picking up bands right now. So at this point, you're going to look like you went around once, but you're going to keep going until you only have 11 loops left, and it'll be like you almost run around twice, but I found it best just to keep decreasing until you have 11 stitches, and then I'll tell you what you do next. So we're just going to keep going. But I'm just saying, like, it's going to look like you went around twice because you did. 2, decrease on the third. 2. Okay. I wasn't sure if I did too many. Then decrease. Like I said, you'll just keep going until you have 11 loops left. Is that the wrong color? Oh no, it's the right color. Thought I had a different colored band. 2. I don't know if this design would have been easier if I marked rows, but I found this easier, so yeah. I think I only have to decrease one more time. So, 2. Decrease. Okay, so now I'm going to count because I think I have 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I have 11 loops, and you just count them. And once you have 11 loops left, we're now just going to be decreasing every single stitch until it's closed. So everything's a decrease. So basically every single stitch you do is going to be done as a decrease. And it's really hard to see at this point. Well, it's really hard for me to see on camera. We're just decreasing every single stitch until it's closed. Okay, so once it more or less looks like it's closed, what I like to do is I go in as if I'm going to decrease, and then I pull a band through everything on my hook, and then I just make a slip knot, and you just pull it tight, and then you just tuck the tail in. So it goes more through the front, and you just pull the tail in. I find it best to pull it straight, like down in, and then just kind of tuck it around. Like that. So at this point it doesn't look very much like a star still, so what you need to do now is you kind of pinch the edges. So basically what you do is you can see there's a loop we added and then these three, and you kind of push these two on the side down and then push that middle one up and kind of pinch it, and that'll give it more of a star shape. So you just do this to each one of the 5 edges. Like that. And you kind of just pull it so that way this one that's on the top, and then you push the ones on the side down, and that helps it look more pointy. Like that. And then at this point, the last thing I do to make it pointy is you're going to want to get some band. Actually, just going to need to get 5. And what you're going to do, after you've pinched it, and at this point it does look like a star kind of if you just pinch the edges a bit more. So you could leave it like this, but I don't like gap, and to me this really helps make it pointy, is you're going to go under that loop, just the loop, so not the back, just this loop in the front, and you're just going to tie a band around it. Like that. And you're not going to pull it too tight, you're just going to pull it tight enough so it will stay, but not too tight to the point where it's like really pulling on it. And that's what helps make the point. So you're just going to do this for every single one of them, and I'm trying to show you, but my camera's not focusing very well. So you just go under this loop, you tie a band around it, you just pull it tight enough to where it will stay, but it won't it's not really, really tight. And this is, to me, what finally really helped it what finally helped it look like a star. And you just tuck the tails in. I feel like my camera's unfocused, but it's not. And after this point, it really should look like a star. I don't know why And I feel like it depends what side you pick to put as the top two, because for some reason this way it doesn't look as much like a star, but if I put it this way it does. But yeah, so now I'm just going to put my face in, and at this point you could stop if you just wanted a star. I mean, that's it. But I'm going to put a face on it, so I'll show you where I go. So I want this point to be the top. I'm going to tie the eye right here. I will say sometimes that if you do a face, you might want to do it before you tie the points, because I've had problems with a lot of the stars where when I'm tying the face in, where I tied the points comes out. So that has been a problem. So you might want to tie the face in first, but I just wanted to show the star completed and then me doing the face in case some people didn't want the face. But yeah, some bands might come off while you're tying the face. But I think it depends on the bands too, because I had this problem with some of the bands I did use and some of the ones I didn't. So maybe it just depends. Oh, well, my tips actually all stayed. Okay, so then once you have the eyes in, you're just going to want to, because I did the cheeks weird on them, because I tried to like put them on a wrap band and tie them in, but to me that didn't look that great. So what I do is I go in a space by the eye, which I can't see very well on camera. And then what you do is you basically just slip knot it exactly the same way we did the star points, where you pull it tight but not too tight. And then tuck it in. And that's how I did the cheeks. And his eyes are kind of crooked, but that's because I'm doing this on camera. And it's a lot harder to do on camera. So, like I said, for the other cheek, you just do the same thing where you tie it tight, but not too tight. And then tuck it in. Oh, now one of the points came off. Let me just fix this point, and then I think we're done. Oh my god, now all the points are coming off. Yeah, definitely tie the points after you do the face. Okay. I know I'm off camera, but it's because I can't see it on camera. Like that. So this dude's eyes are definitely crooked, but yeah. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope I explained well enough. And I mean, another thing you could do for the mouth that I think will look cute is if you just cut a black band and then pull it in. But if you want, you could glue a mouth on like I did. So if you make a star, definitely, if you post it on Instagram, tag me in it. I would love to see how yours turned out. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more tutorials. I am working on different stuff. And yeah, I think that's it. So also in the description, I will have the pattern and the band count and everything because people keep asking for that. But yeah, I think that's it. Bye.